Hello friends, in Python tutorial for beginner series. In this video tutorial, I am going to discuss with you about generators in Python. In my last video, we have seen that to implement iterators, we need to use itr function and next function. We need to keep track of internal states and we need to raise stop iteration when there were no values to be returned. So it is a lengthy process and there is a lot of overhead while building an iterator in Python. So to overcome from such overhead, generator comes for rescue in Python. So what are generators? Python generators are a simple way of creating iterators. A generator is a function that returns an iterator object on which we can iterate upon. Okay, now let's open Python pcharm editor and see how to create generators. So let me take same example, remote control example, as we discussed in last video in which I have covered about iterators. So let's say you are defining a remote control function which give you next TV channel like Discovery Channel, Star Movies Channel, HBO, BBC and CNN. So in order to do that, you can use this special keyword called yield instead of return. And after this keyword yield, let's say return channel name. For example, first is Discovery Channel. And once again, I am going to use yield and I am going to return Star Movies. Once again yield and again I am going to return another channel name which is HBO here. So if your function contains at least one yield keyword, then this function is called generator function. So how this yield keyword is different from return keyword? So in case of return, the statement is immediately terminated entirely. After return, you cannot do anything inside the function. But yield pauses the function and save the state of that function. Now let me create a variable s and I am going to assign the value of remote control function to this variable s. Then on this s, I can use the next function. As I told, generator returns the iterator object. So this remote control function returns the iterator object which we are saving inside this s variable. And then we can provide this s variable which is an iterable object as an argument of this next function which is going to give you the first value which you used with this yield keyword. So just run this program. Now you can see it's going to give you first value which you used with this yield keyword which is Discovery Channel. Okay, and then after that if we use this next function 2 more times and then run again, then it's going to give you the next 2 values. So here if we see, we use overall next function 3 times as we use this yield 3 times, right? Now if we use this next function 4th time and if I run this again, so you can see this exception, stop iterator, because your iterator is already exhausted. There is no 4th value in this generator function. This we have already seen in case of iterators also, which we have seen in my last video. So generators are similar to iterator, but they are simpler to use and create. So we can see here, you don't need to throw or handle any exception in code like we handled in iterators. So generator will take care automatically to throw or handle this type of exceptions by itself. Right, so here in generator we can see we are iterating the value using next function with this yield keyword. So it is much simpler to use because you just need to use this yield keyword instead of implementing itr function and next function inside your class, which we did while implementing iterator. So in case of generator, the function like itr and next are automatically implemented. So this generator will return the iterator object on which we can iterate upon. So whatever value we write after this yield keyword, it's going to return that value and immediately after that, it's going to save the status of your function. So that means, for example, whenever you call this next function for the first time with the s variable, then it's going to return the first value which you used with this yield keyword. As soon as you do that, your function is going to save that status of this iterator. That means that iterator is a Discovery Channel. And then when you call the next function once again, your generator is going to remember that the last time it has returned the first value, now it's a time to return the next value. And this will go on and on until you use this yield keyword. So this process is very useful if you have a long list of values and you don't want to return in one shot, because if you return them in one shot, it requires lot of memory. and also you have to process those value here in this function. So with this yield, you can produce your first result, which is discovery in this case, and you can just immediately return it. Then you can produce the next result, which you need to return it. So it has a benefit of saving memory as well as for getting a quick processing. Right? Okay, now after that I will tell you, we can also use for loop in place of this next, like we used in my last video in iterators. So just comment all these next statements and write here for C in remote control, then colon, and then print C. So just run this program, it will display all the channel names one by one, similar to next function works. So for loop are also work with generators. For loop also can iterate each of these values. So this is how generator works. Now if we compare generator with iterator, we have lot of benefits of using generators over class based iterators. Like you don't need to define itr function and next function. You don't need to raise stop iteration exception. Generator saves the state of the local variable every time and yield pauses the loop in Python. But iterator doesn't make use of local variables. You can implement your own iterator using a Python class, but generator does not need a class in Python. Generators in Python write fast and compact code. Python iterator is more memory efficient. Okay, so this is all about generators in Python. I hope you understand the concept and I hope you like this video. So please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.